Okay, good morning. It is, what is it? The 3rd of July. So let's have another look at this month's Rattle Ekphrastic challenge. So my name is Luigi Coppola. This is third. I think it's the third one now. It's maybe even fourth. I don't know now. Video drafting recordings that I've been trying to do. So what I've been doing is just waiting for the month to tick over, and only looking at the image when I'm at a computer. So I haven't looked at it yet. I've got the web page up, but I haven't even scrolled down yet. I did see a slither of bluey purple at the top of it, but who knows? Who knows what that's going to be? So it's always good fun, and it really does get me writing. In fact, unless something sparks my interest, for some months this is the only kind of writing I really do. Maybe one or two other poems come to mind, or I found this great found poem which I'm looking forward to performing about London deaths in the 1600s or something. Google it. It's an amazing list. But anyway, let's get started. So I'll be recording these anywhere between a few minutes to 20 minutes long, I suppose they've been on average. So I'll just be going through the drafting process and how I do that, and hopefully end up with a really good product at the end. Although I think I might have issues with the word product. But let's get going. So Ekphrastic challenge, let's have a look. It's beautiful. I love it. I mean, initial impressions are, because I'm a bit of a sci-fi geek, makes me think of like some sort of portal to another dimension, or another time. Thinking of like Star Trek, City on the Edge of Forever, classic episode, like walking through a portal into a different time. Although I think the feet almost look like they're walking out of the portal. Can't quite see. Yeah, I think they're walking out, aren't they? But the texture is amazing. I mean, your hip. I mean, the contrast between the shaded figure and the yellow and white of the, I'm going to call it the portal, and then again contrasted with the background of quite a dark bluey purple. But then it's almost as if that's not what actually hits you first. It's that sort of rubbed on haphazard, rough and grainy red that's on this side here that really brings out the texture of either the pad maybe that was used. That's beautiful. I love that. Almost something primordial about that, like cave drawings with the berry juice splattered on there and rubbed, like this bit of rubbing here, just like a finger mark maybe. But then you've also got, it's interesting, a range of techniques, because you've got brush swirling to make the portal. There must have been some sort of prep for the background first. It feels like they started out and then circled inwards, because the bleeding from the darker background sort of ends, or gets less and less as it goes further into the middle, and it becomes more pure. And then you've got the contrasting figure walking out of the portal, but then there's actually either pen, almost sort of cartoon sort of style, with an actual outline of the figure, which I don't think you would have expected here really, but it sort of adds the distinctiveness to it. And then you've got their body language as well. Are they cold? Are they holding something? Are they choking maybe? I mean, they don't seem in a rush either. It's almost strutting, I would describe it as. and then you've got the hair kind of like being blown to the left, which parallels the left side of the portal. The colours are interesting as well. I mean, you've got, I mean, it's a dark blue, isn't it? It's almost purple, but you've got the primaries, haven't you? Yellow, red, and blue. Okay, I think that's cool. Okay, so let's go back to the document now that I've thought about it a bit. Right, so the way I've been doing it with here 7i, I've made a 2-column table. I've put the image in the right hand side so I can have a reference to it the whole time. Oh, I should see who was the artist. Elizabeth Lukoff. Is the H silent? Apologies if I've mispronounced that, but thank you, Elizabeth. Does it have a name? I often find the artist might have put the name of it on their site, so I might look that up later, but I don't want to be influenced just yet. Okay, so sci-fi, portal, Star Trek, city on the edge of forever. We've got the texture, we've got primary colors, we've got cave painting, berries, rubbed splat. Yeah, so this is often what I do. Actually, I should have just been typing while I was first looking at it, but I don't know, I'll experiment with how I like to do that. So this doesn't like it, does it? What's going on here? Let's try that again. Copy. That doesn't, that's useless. No, I want to copy the image. Oh, ridiculous. I don't know why I bother. Let's take a snip instead. How about that? Yeah, new. This is fun, isn't it? Come on, snip. Are you going to work? Oh my god. Useless. Okay, I'll sort that out later and I'll flick between the two for now. Okay, so cave painting, berries, rub splat, texture. Oh, I've done that. What else? So the swirling, foreground and background contrast. Let's call it the figure. My instinct is female, but figure walking out, question mark, cartoon, pen lines, contrast, hair. Hey, it only took 20 years for it to turn up. Hair flowing, wind, direction as red smear. Now that I look at it, I'm thinking of something collapsing as well, like the portals collapsing. Now I'm thinking of Deep Space Nine with the wormhole collapsing. Second bloody Star Trek reference. Wormhole collapsing, as it did every other episode. Collapsing. So we got cold. Is she cold? Huddled. Choking. Hiding. Feels sad. Oh, she feels sad. Isn't that horrible? Bleeding colours. Center. Sun. Warping. Okay. I feel like I want to start with maybe a monologue. That's what I feel like. So just like I've done before, what I usually do is copy out what I've previously done. I don't need the image every time. But I think I'm gonna start with a monologue. I wander out, lost in time and space. What seemed set and in stone is in flux. What I have left behind is dimmer than what is present, and the future bleeds out of frame. For some reason I want to turn it into a limerick. As she wandered the path of the light, she cradled her hands out of sight. The tunnel collapsed. Okay, here we go, rhyme zone. Collapsed. Let's have a look. Collapsed as the seconds elapsed. Sight. What's something interesting for that last rhyme, I reckon. Sight. What time is it? Yeah, it's fine. Sight. As the colours all bled back to white. That's awful, but it's an interesting experiment, isn't it? Something about it. As she wandered the path made of light. As she wandered through paths made of light. Don't know why I'm going to now redraft this, because I'm not going to use this. I don't know, maybe. I mean, how often are limericks sent in? As she wandered. I had a word there as well. As she wandered through paths made of light. As she wandered through paths made of light, she cradled her hands out of sight. The tunnel collapsed as the seconds elapsed, and the colours all bled back to white. As the colours all bled back to white. Do you know what? I'm going to leave it like that. I mean, if I can fine-tune a limerick and just send that, I think that would be quite cool. But I mean, I can't spend a month working on a limerick. That will drive me mad. So maybe, I feel like tomorrow or next session, I'll fine-tune it so that I've got this limerick. And then I definitely want to try something a bit more, ambitious, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Well, it's a start. I've got a limerick out of it, haven't I? So that's something. An abstract, odd, symbolic limerick. Okay. Thanks, folks. I'll see you next time.